7, coming off winning the series in New York to get this road trip started.
Have a tough road trip as far as the length of it. The 3 cities, an off day in Texas. Starts tough in New York, but they do well, 2 out of 3. Now you come here and you go, oh, the Baltimore Orioles. Well, this is the hottest team in baseball, and then you got to go to the Dallas area, so this is going to be tough.
All right, in this first game of the series, a couple of rookie pitchers, Emmett Sheehan for the Dodgers, and Grayson Rodriguez comes back up for Baltimore.
You know what? Both of them in the high 90s. Both of them lean on their changeup and have breaking balls, mostly the slider. Rodriguez has 5 pitches, Sheehan just the 3, but they're both going to need something of their off-speed stuff to be successful tonight.
And Rodriguez is going to need it right away because the leadoff man for the Dodgers might be the hottest hitter in baseball. It's Mookie Betts and the Dodgers looking for a 3-1 start to this trip. Is brought to you by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today and shop NissanUSA.com. And by Jack in the Box, introducing Snoop's Munchie Meal, available for a limited time only at Jack in the Box. Dodgers and Orioles ready to start this 3-game series. The lineup for the Dodgers looks like this. Mookie Betts starts at second base, as he did all 3 games in New York. Freddie Freeman's at first base, hitting second. Then Will Smith back in the lineup, batting third and doing the catching. It's Muncy, Martinez, and Peralta. Good to see Jason Hayward in the lineup after he left yesterday's game after that collision at second base. Taylor makes his first start at short in more than a month. And James Outman is in center field after a good series at Citi Field. This is Grayson Rodriguez at 23 years old. He's considered the top pitching prospect the Orioles have had in decades, but his big league debut did not go as planned. He had a 7.35 ERA through 10 starts, and so at the end of May they sent him back to AAA, where he dominated. And here a couple weeks before the trade deadline, Oral, they're going to give him another shot and see what they've got here for the second half in Rodriguez.
And Rodriguez, he needs to tighten his spray pattern at the big league level. The anticipation of his 97 to 99 mile an hour fastball at the AAA level makes him swing, but here he needs it a little tighter for the edges.
Off we go with a fastball at 99. Downstairs, ball 1. That fastball has gotten absolutely cranked.
Fastball and the cutter have gotten hit for home runs. 9 of the 13 home runs off of him this year on the hard stuff.
1-0 to Betts. Is grounded along third, just foul. He's facing a lineup in the Dodgers here, averaging 5.5 runs per game, and a hitter in Betts that is making his MVP case. If not for Ronald Acuna's incredible season, Betts would be the front runner for that race. Mookie's always hit well in this ballpark. He's played here a bunch. Flies one the other way. Santander drifts to his left and makes the grab for the first out. Scoreless first inning. Here comes Freddie Freeman. Unlike Mookie, he's hardly played here. In fact, his only trip to Camden Yards was in 2020 during the COVID season, and he said his memories are getting off the bus, going and getting his boxed lunch, getting tested before he walked down the tunnel. And so he had to follow Mookie to the clubhouse. They didn't know his way around. They didn't even use the clubhouse when he made his trip here with Atlanta in that 2020 season. This is a great park to be in, especially when the Orioles are good as they finally are again.
It's a picturesque park. It's a park that if you don't come here often, you get a buzz to all of a sudden put the uniform on and play here.
Changeup just misses. 2-1 on Freeman. The Orioles have this 8-game winning streak going. 3rd best record in baseball. Atlanta, Tampa Bay, and then Baltimore. Trailing the Rays by just 1 game. On a 2-1 pitch, Freeman takes ball 3. It's a team that had 5 consecutive losing seasons before last year made that huge leap the guys were talking about during the pregame show and had everybody excited coming into this year. But I don't know if even the most excited fans saw this coming. Full count on Freeman.
3-1 changeup. That's next level pitching. You can go 100 miles an hour and then drop down about 15 with a changeup. That one had good depth.
On a payoff, Freeman pops it foul. Do it again.
Offensive lately, but the pitching has been stellar, and especially the bullpen has helped Dave Roberts and his confidence in who he brings in, and they're going to get the job done.
Dodgers have won 14 of their last 20 games. The team ERA better than a full point better over that stretch than it was before. Rodriguez strikes out Muncy with a high fastball. Scoreless first inning in his return to the big leagues, and here comes Emmett Sheehan, his 5th start in the major leagues. Dodgers and Orioles off and rolling in Baltimore. Orioles lineup since the days of Palmeiro and Tejada a couple decades ago. Henderson, Rushman, and Santander at the top. Then it's O'Hearn, Mountcastle, and Hicks. Colton Cowser just called up a couple weeks ago, followed by Urias and a veteran out of the 9th spot, Adam Frazier. From their manager, Brandon Hyde. Emmett Sheehan will have his hands full tonight as he comes home with his first pitch to Gunnar Henderson and misses high. Well, Sheehan gave up 5 runs over his first 3 starts combined and went at least 5 innings in all 3. But then against Pittsburgh in his last start, 5 runs alone and couldn't get through 4. Said he felt like his mechanics deserted him a little bit, didn't feel synced up, and it was just one of those days where he never could find it, and it snowballed on him.
Well, a guy who throws an awful lot of fastballs, so you need to have command different parts of the plate with that. The pitch that has saved him as far as the off-speed stuff, it's not the slider, it's the changeup right here, that one in green. He started to throw it a lot more lately, so that might be a pitch that we see a little bit of tonight.
Here's 2-1 to Henderson. It's inside for ball 3. The 22-year-old rookie who coming into the season was right there with Ellie De La Cruz, depending on which publication you looked at, as the top prospect in baseball. Got off to a slow start, but since the beginning of June he's hitting above 300, OPS above 900. Pops this ball into center field for James Outman and the first out. Here comes Adley Rutschman, and here comes American Express level up. First pick of the draft in 2019, and you said it best, Earl. When he came up May 21st last year, he arrived, and so did the Orioles, really, on that same day. From that day moving forward, and this was a team that had 5 consecutive losing seasons, 100 losses in several of them. But from his arrival, the Orioles are 4th in the majors in wins.
He is really a presence. He has figured out how to win at the big league level in a hurry, which is something you feel like as a catcher you've got to do both, right? You got to run the pitching staff and you got to go up there as a switch hitter, and now you're hitting in the 2-hole, and so you're the foundation of the offense. But it hasn't affected him. The high bar he set for himself as a youth, and now shining at the big league level.
Out of Sherwood, Oregon, town of about 20,000 outside Portland. So his first All-Star experience was an extra special one, and then he had a bunch of his friends and his family there. So had 3-1. It was a ballpark where he grew up going to games. You talk about the early experiences. Well, he won a competition there, a skills competition, when he was 8 years old. Played at what was then Safeco in high school, played there in college, and then got to go there in his second year in the majors as first-time All-Star. On a 3-1 from Sheehan, Rutschman chops it foul. Count goes full.
Big league hitter on the mound, big league pitcher, a big league pitcher on the mound, big league hitter up there. But right now, Emmett Sheehan is being effectively wild. We're seeing some 3-1 counts, but then the fastball on the 3-1 count, it's erratic, but it is tough to square up.
23-year-old turns and fires, and Rutschman fouls off 99.
It's one thing to have a guy throwing 92 out there and doesn't really know where it's going. It's a little different when it's somebody 97 to 101.
And that loves to use that pitch. Another payoff from Sheehan. That's ball 4. Rutschman, who's top 5 in the American League in on-base percentage, is the first Oriole to reach in this one. Take a look at the Dodger defense presented by Defender. Chris Taylor starts at short for the first time since June 10th, and this will be something to keep an eye on, because as he comes back from that knee injury, the last thing to come has been the side-to-side movement.
And you are bending a lot more playing the infield than you are the outfield.
Runner at first, one gone. Anthony Santander, 97 with movement for a strike, and a guy that hit his 100th career home run yesterday and extended his hitting streak to 8 games in the process. As the Orioles have gone through this rebuild and brought up all these big shot prospects, Santander is a guy that's been here longer than anybody. It's in his 7th season with the Orioles. First few of those years, it was just a struggle for him to stick by being healthy. He's been healthy the last couple of years, hit 33 home runs a season ago. And he's at 17 already this year. Grounds this one right side. Freeman's got it from his knees, goes to second one. Taylor to first late. They get the lead runner with a good play by Freddie Freeman, and 2 gone in the first.
We watched Pete Alonso for the Mets throw it away yesterday. Here, Freddie makes an even better stab, and then a nice throw from his knees, setting up Chris Taylor for the possible double play. That is completely Freddie Freeman. Is there anything he doesn't do well? Wow.
find his way to the clubhouse at Camden Yards. That's it.
The hardest thing he did today.
Yeah. 2 gone in this scoreless first inning. Here's Ryan O'Hearn. O'Hearn cracks the line drive into right, base hit. Hayward hustles over to cut it off, making sure Santander can't think about anything more than first to third, and the Orioles have him cornered with a base hit from O'Hearn.
Well, the fourth hitter has more information than the first 3 guys, and he's been sitting there watching a whole bunch of fastballs, and he's watching them not have a lot of location to exactly where Will Smith wants it, but he just picks on the first one and guesses the speed.
First and third for Baltimore. 2 gone in this first inning. Ryan Mountcastle to the plate. That's only the 3rd non-fastball out of the first 17 pitches that he's thrown. The 1-0. Base hit down the line. Back-to-back 2-out hits from O'Hearn and Mountcastle, and the Orioles take the lead. Peralta's over to grab it. O'Hearn stops at third on an RBI double from Ryan Mountcastle, and it's 1-0 Baltimore.
Couple of balls in a row that get barreled up. A guy that's hitting for a pretty low average down in the low 200s, but he still has the pop, and this one is labeled. You've got no chance at that when that ball's hit that hard and down the line, even if you're hugging the line.
So they're at second and third with 2 gone for Aaron Hicks, who's found new life with the Orioles after the Yankees dumped him in late May. Change up for a strike. Hicks, a guy who had some good seasons in New York, signed a long-term contract with an injury after injury, and the Yankees cut him loose. He had an OPS down around 500, but has come to Baltimore, and the OPS is 300 points better. Those classic change of scenery instances. And then he says the biggest thing, Orel, is that he's back into an everyday role and hitting his stride with the comfort that comes from those everyday reps. Two and one.
First deep count we've seen in 3 hitters. The last 2 hitters attacking the first pitch, picking on the fastball. Will Smith started Hicks out with a changeup to kind of change the scheme. Comes back with it here on pitch 4. Changeup, fastball, fastball, changeup to get to this 2-2 count.
Here comes Sheehan. Back to a fastball, and Hicks stays alive. He's been tough to hit when he's gotten to 2 strikes. League at just 114. He gets 2 strikes. Most of that, though, has been soft contact. He's not struck guys out at nearly the rate that he was in Double-A, which is not surprising. It's quite the jump that Sheehan's made this summer. Another 2-2, and he gets him with a filthy changeup to finish off the first. Orioles get the first run and a base hit from Ryan Mountcastle. J.D. Martinez to start the second for the Dodgers, and we take a look at the Indeed player resume. One of the best hitters this park has ever seen in visiting form. J.D. Martinez second only to Aaron Judge in OPS against the Orioles overall and in this ballpark in particular. Strike 1 from Grayson Rodriguez. He's at 18 home runs here, although anybody that's had success here previously shows up now and curses that wall. They didn't just move it back a little bit. They moved it back a bunch, and they made the wall taller. So they scooted it back 26 feet. They made it 6 feet taller. Remember, it used to be not just a home run haven, but also a spot where a lot of guys could rob home runs. The wall was only about 7 feet tall. Now it's 13. The whole idea was the pitching has just been so atrocious here through those 100 loss seasons that they felt like they had the do something to contain that a little bit. Whatever it was going to mean for their hitters, they were going to deal with. But they needed pitching to be able to compete. Martinez pulls this one off the end of the bat to short. Henderson loads up and throws him out. And it's worked. Their home ERA in 2021 was 6. It was 3.73 last year.
Well, they say the pitcher's best friend is a double play, but I think moving the walls back can be the pitcher's best friend. This has been exceptional for the Orioles and really tough on their hitters, but really tough on opponents.
And if it looks like it wasn't maybe the best thought out move back of the wall, like they literally just bulldozed it back there, well, it's because they did have to rush to pull it off. They decided they were going to do it a couple months before the start of last season, and so they basically said, look, we got like 2 months to construct this. And they look at this as a temporary solution. Now, the idea of the wall being back permanent, but the exacts of the distance and the aesthetics of it, that's temporary. 1-1 on David Peralta.
They might have went a little too far as making it a pitcher's park there to left field. So I wouldn't be surprised if they moved it in maybe half the distance of what they went back.
I wouldn't mind the height being lower again.
Yeah,
I love the home
fun.
run robberies.
Yeah, that's fun. And if you want to not have the fans interfere with that great play, then you put a flower bed or something for about 4 feet so they can't reach over and get in the way of the catch.
You could see on that last shot there, Earl, the difference in heights. The wall at 376 is what it was all the way to the corner previously. It's almost double that. The other thing you see in that shot is a danger zone. That is a corner there in left center field. Down the line, base hit for Peralta. No matter how far out there that wall is, that's a single.
This is pitched in very well right on the corner, but David Peralta on the Carl's cam, he just laces this ball. Beats the infield shift, probably high enough with that line drive to be over it anyway.
Peralta's on, Hayward's up in a 1-0 game here in the second. A good sign that Jason Hayward's immediately back in the lineup. He left yesterday's game after there was a small collision at second base on a slide. And initially it looked like he was kind of cranking his head around, checking his neck. There's a recent history of a concussion, and so they wanted to be sure that he was clear of that. He went through full protocol and was cleared. 1-1.
At first with this slide, we couldn't tell how he got hurt. This is a 2-out possible double, so good of him to try and stretch this to get to scoring position, but he was dead out. The ground was really sticky from the rain they had, and so he didn't slide very well, but that collision with his neck and head, it ended up taking him out of the game.
2-1, and Kirsten, you've got a little more.
Yeah, Joe, so we got to talk to Jason just briefly today, and he told us that when he made that collision, due to just the adrenaline in the moment, he couldn't really feel it too much, but as you mentioned, with the history of concussion in 2021, they did feel like it just was the best decision to take him out because he couldn't really feel the pain just yet. It did tighten up on him a little bit last night as well as this morning, but he told us that now he's in the game and he actually feels so much better now, guys.
That bumpy train ride probably didn't do him any good. Love the train rides. That was a particularly rocky one last night, wasn't it?
It was a little rocky, but it was fun.
Off the mound, up the middle. Henderson steps on the bag, and a dig at first by O'Hearn for a double play. Dodgers get a base hit from Peralta, but bring up the minimum thanks to the twin killing. 1-0, middle 2. Emmett Sheehan and the Dodgers trying to get everybody jumbo jacks tomorrow. 10 strikeouts would do that. 1-0, Baltimore in front, and Colton Cowser takes ball 1 from Sheehan. Cowser just the latest of the big name prospects to come up. He debuted on July 5th. 5th overall pick just 2 years ago. Leaves this one upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. He was hitting .330 at AAA as a 23-year-old. It was just a matter of them finding a spot on the roster because this roster is just sprinkled with guys they're excited about and is also shaping the way they're looking at things moving forward. There is some thinking that one of these young guys could get traded for a starting pitcher in these coming weeks. Because at this point, Earl, they got more good young players than they have spots for.
And it's hard with the young players because you want them to play. I mean, you have a veteran that you're going to platoon. It's okay because they've had 6 years of at-bats and feeling good about the job and really groomed for it. But the young guys, you want them to get a full season and keep the learning process going. Keep their head on straight.
Here's 3-2. Drifts way outside, and Sheehan's walked 2 over the first 2 innings. That was the big problem against Pittsburgh his last time when he walked 4. Guys don't hit him. Average against him is below 200, and so really the only way to get to him over his first few starts has been his own lapse of command.
Yeah, the fastball is electric. He's got to get in the strike zone with the very first pitch of an at bat, and then he can start to get chased because the fastball and the changeup are really the only 2 chase pitches.
Ramon Arias.
Sliders in development. He catches a break there and gets strike 1, but the sliders in development is not a put away slider. It's just a 3rd pitch right now. Chase fastball and the chase changeup can get a swing and miss.
Got a chase on that slider.
He sure did, but that was a chase where that was a ball out of hand.
Can't expect that all the time.
No, that was just never a strike. So it was the anxiety of a 100-mile-an-hour fastball that you get the swing and miss on. That break is good, but we got to get that break over the plate.
A little better.
Yeah, it's a little better as far as it started as a strike, but you notice it wasn't as sharp and it was more up. So we're seeing this pattern with a lot of the young starters that have come up so far, that they're really good stuff outside the strike zone, a little flatter when it's over the plate.
Fastball driven to right center field. Outman on the move. Can't get there. Took a chance and they got by him. Haywood's there to back it up. Arias into second with a double. And the Orioles in business.
This ball falls in not because of Outman's route or jump. He does a nice job going directly to this ball. He does a nice job reading the fact that this is off the end of the bat and going to be in front of him. It's just the foot speed and the placement. He's off. He's right on line with it. He's going there. The ball is just curving slightly away from him. So if he was a little faster or the ball's in a slightly different place, he catches it.
Second and third for Adam Frazier, who has already collected a career high 12 home runs here in his first season with the Orioles. All-star in 2021 when he was leading the National League batting race for a lot of that year in Pittsburgh, and then traded to San Diego. And then he spent last year in Seattle, and suddenly he's a low average guy, but he's got a bunch of pop.
Bat the ball guy that turned into a slugger.
Look at that.
Maybe he was on the Mookie program. Just get stronger. I like the swing. Just get stronger.
What he says is he's using his whole body better than he used to, where it used to be mostly hands, just kind of try to flick it all over. But he says home runs for him are still accidents. He's still just trying to hit the ball hard on the line. And those home runs are some happy accidents, more than ever before this year. That's a soft roller that ramps over the mound to Chris Taylor, whose only play is at first, and it's 2-0 Orioles.
There's some contact on an off-speed pitch. Sheehan is not throwing an awful lot of off-speed pitches, but when he does mix in the changeup, it has been very effective. The changeup walked one this inning, but here it records an out for him. And it was really close to getting a swing and miss.
So the leadoff walk does come around to score. Runner at third with one gone. The infield comes in, but the top of the order up, and Gunnar Henderson.
Ball one again, where he's battling here.
That's the difference. 300 points in OPS for Emmett Sheehan. He gets strike one. Hitters are 500 OPS hitters. Ball one, 800. Fair ball down the line, and it's 3-0 Baltimore. Henderson with extra bases. Thinking three. Makes the turn. Here he comes. Here's the throw. Not in time. Triple for Gunnar Henderson.
Just 50% first pitch strike. So when you get in a 1-0 count, the anxiety of a hitter and a 100-mile-an-hour fastball kind of goes away. It's like, I got 2 shots at him that he might throw something in the middle of the plate. Well, he gets an off-speed pitch and he finds the line and he gets 3 bags.
Dave Roberts went out there to talk with home plate umpire. They're thinking that this is not a fair ball. It's not a reviewable play over the bag.
Dodger bench has a really good angle on that call. It's hard to tell when the ball does go foul. Does it go foul before or after the bag? It looked like it went over the bag.
Rushman, change up to start him, taken for a ball. The walk his first time. Orioles during this 8-game winning streak scoring 7.5 runs per game. Already 3 against Sheehan, and a chance for more here in the second.
And a pitching staff over those 8 games that has an ERA just over 2, in the 2.3 area. So, but they do have a pitcher on the mound that has struggled with giving up runs. And this Dodger offense in the first half and through their hot streak has covered a lot of the blemishes of the pitching staff.
Let's get a word from Morongo.
Rock out with 38 Special live July 29th. Get tickets now.
Two balls, no strikes on Adley Rushman. Oregon State Beaver. College World Series MVP. 2-0 pitch to him is high for ball 3. More hits in the College World Series than any player ever. Did it as a sophomore. Swings at a 3-0, pops it up. Muncy over to give it a look. Can they catch a break here? They can, as Muncy catches the ball. They get Rushman on 3-0. Muncy, a nice play, leaning over that railing near the net.
Not a lot of foul territory here from the bases back towards home plate. It is very narrow, but this one was just enough. Doesn't graze the netting, but it really gets in the leather.
So they steal that second out there. And up comes Santander. Scored their first run last inning. Bounces the first one gently to short. He runs well, so Taylor's got to hurry and makes a nice play. Chris Taylor in his first game at short in more than a month. Good play there to save a run.
Authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your Dodgers at MLBshop.com.
Dodgers playing from behind in this game, 3-0. Orioles in front as Chris Taylor comes up to lead off this inning. Blake Kershaw and Freddie Freeman over there on the iPad. Clayton working his way back. Looks like it's getting closer. So bullpen in his near future. As Chris Taylor gets ready to lead off. Outman and Betts to follow in this third inning against Grayson Rodriguez. 1 ball, no strikes. Taylor had a double off of the bench yesterday. 1 for 2 in his first couple games back after missing close to a month with a knee issue. Nice breaking ball, 1-1.
That ball is sharp, starts right down the middle, which stimulates the bat, and it had good depth. Dodgers will turn the lineup over this inning. It'll be interesting to see their approach the second time around after they've gotten a look at Rodriguez.
His 2-1 to Taylor is on the outside corner for strike 2.
When you say outside corner, that was it. And this young man, when he was first up, he threw too many balls in the center of the plate. League almost hit 400 off him when he was in the middle.
And a bunch of damage. Highest home run rate in baseball. And really, it was not a great situation for him to come up because he lacked command. The plan was for him to start in AAA, not come up until he's ready. This is their prize prospect. He makes one start in AAA, and then because of an injury in the rotation, he comes up right away before he was probably ready. And not only does he come up before he's ready, but the first team that he's got to face, the Texas Rangers.
Only one start in AAA before he comes up, and he had a bad spring training.
That's why he was in AAA, even though a lot of people thought he'd be here to begin. It's a roller to third that Arias gobbles up. And just in time to get Taylor as O'Hearn steps into the base path there. Now they figured Rodriguez would have been in the major leagues even sooner. But then he injured his lat, missed a lot of last season. He's still just 23 years old. Out of Nacogdoches, Texas. Nasty Knack, they call it. One away for James Outman, and a curve for a strike.
He's showing, like Bobby Miller with the Dodgers, that he can spin a baseball, not only throw it upper 90s, 100 miles an hour, but spin it pretty good too.
That's not something he consistently showed his first time up here. You mentioned the changeup was good. That was about it. Ahead 0-2, comes back home, and there is the change to finish him off on 3 pitches.
Changeup that acted like a split finger fastball. The bottom drops out of this one. Watch how far Outman misses this ball by. Wow.
2 strikeouts, 1 time through the order, and here is that second look you talked about. Mookie Betts fly to right his first time. Fastball for a strike. Mookie over his last 6 games hitting .520, 4 home runs. He had 7 hits in the 3 games in New York. Changeup off the top of the zone. 0-2.
Mookie will battle him because one of the things through this hot streak that he's done so well, he hasn't chased.
Barely got a piece there.
Thanks, Mookie. You made me look good. A lot of hits to center field and left field. It seems like in New York, when Mookie was making outs, there were fly balls to right. Like his first at bat here tonight.
Got him shaded that way for an 0-2 pitch that's in the dirt.
Bad breaking ball there. Just a piece of something off the plate. They might go heater up here.
Change up, swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks to finish off a 1-2 third. And on the go on the Spectrum Sportsnet app. Sportsnet LA is available 24/7 to authenticated subscribers, so download the Spectrum Sportsnet app today. Emmett Sheehan goes back to work. Bottom 3. Ryan O'Hearn leads off and takes a fastball up and in. Ball 1. O'Hearn jumped on the first pitch that he saw in the first inning, singled into right field. And has been a different guy in his first year in Baltimore. 5 years in Kansas City. He was a .219 hitter. Comes to Baltimore, is back and forth between AAA and the majors for the first month. Got a bigger chance because of injuries. And he's gone from getting dumped by the Royals to hitting cleanup for the second best team in the American League with a .310 average. Only 2 guys in the AL have hit it harder than him on average. Judge is one of them. Matt Chapman of the Blue Jays the other. On a 1-2 from Sheehan. O'Hearn fouls it off and stays alive. Benefited from perspective of new coaches, he says, just a new set of eyes to look at his swing. And one of the big things they worked on with him is getting him a little more upright in his stance. He got too crouched over without even realizing it, and teams are busting him inside. He couldn't get to those pitches anymore. One of the drills that they had him do, they dubbed the Bellinger drill. They had him stand completely upright with his feet together, like we've seen Cody do sometimes, to exaggerate that upright stance. Two and two.
The more upright you are, the more head movement you have, and you see as his head moves, but he's getting it during his load, so then his eyes stabilize.
On this 2-2 from Sheehan, O'Hearn pokes it foul. You hear guys talk about, though, when they do get even just like an inch more upright, pitches right there feel like they're a mile away.
It's amazing how a slight adjustment can change the whole perspective on what a ball's doing, what a batter's doing. It is crazy, but that's how fine the adjustments are at this level.
8th pitch. Full count.
.53 pitches so far and just gotten 6 outs.
Line drive center field. James Outman makes the grab. Staggered and steadied himself and hauled it in. 1 away.
Interesting ball to get hit right at you. It might knuckle a little bit and then at the end kind of curves. That ball is knuckling for sure.
Three runs on 4 hits, couple of walks for Baltimore so far. One of those runs came on a double from this man, Ryan Mountcastle. Fastball right where he wanted it.
Strike 1. That's huge. He has been below 50% tonight, and he's barely above 50% on the season,
which is the lowest first pitch strike rate in the big leagues, and that's just making your life pretty tough.
First pitch strike, and then he goes back with 2 balls, but at 2-1 you don't feel that far behind. He throws many fastballs as Emmett Sheehan does. The hitters go up there hunting fastball first pitch. If you throw a ball with it, boy, they're hunting fastballs for about 3 more pitches. And so now the deception of the speed portion of pitching is almost gone. And now they're just looking for a certain location because their timing is going to be pretty much right on.
Another 2-2. Little wrinkle in that one. Cut off at third by Max Muncy. 2 up and 2 down.
Couple of sliders, pitch 2 and 3, and then the out is recorded with a slider. That's some progress.
Orioles have had 3 base runners each of the first 2 innings. Yeah, looking for a low stress inning here as Emmett Sheehan as Aaron Hicks climbs in. Had struck out his first time, the lone strikeout victim. A slider for a strike. Fastball gets the call, strike 2.
Just grazes the plate, maybe. Looks like he got a break. 3 of the 4 quadrants right here with these pitches. Slider backed up a little bit, hit one corner. The fastball, he caught a break on the inside part, and then he elevated.
Another 0-2, and a nice take by Hicks and a good changeup. Sheehan kicks and throws. Hicks takes ball 2.
Fastball over there. He got a strike. Changeup. A little better look at. It's a ball. Ooh, electronically it grazes it.
Must be one where in the proposed challenge system, if you wanted to, you could say, hey, let's make it look like Wimbledon. The line technology.
Yeah.
Hawkeye, the official term, the official technology. There's a changeup and a good one to get a swing and a miss. And a clean inning. First one of the game for Sheehan.
Bobblehead night. For tickets and more information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Oral, Hello Kitty is
not a cat.
There's one thing we've learned through the years. It's that.
Yes. And that is really not officially a bobblehead, right? It was just the arm. Bobble paw. Oh, but it's not a cat. It can't be a paw. It's got to be an arm. What is it? Bobble appendage.
Yeah. 2, 3, and 4 for LA here in the 4th. Down 3-0. Freddie Freeman pokes it foul, and it's quickly 0-2. Smith and Muncy to follow. Dodgers are facing off with the top pitching prospect the Orioles have in Grayson Rodriguez, and here in his return to the big leagues looking a lot more like that than he did in his 2 months up here to open the year. Seen 99 consistently, seen him hit 100 for the first time in the major leagues. Didn't do that at all his first time up here, which was 10 starts, and he hit it 6 times in the first inning alone. Bouncing ball to second, under Frazier's glove. He's been the worst defensive second baseman in the majors this year, and that benefits the Dodgers right here.
This is the first hit the Dodgers have gotten off of his changeup. Freddie finds a hole that looked like it hit a seam of the grass early and then almost hit the second one there. But yeah, he just does not get down. He had the range, just didn't get the glove down. Dodgers now 1 for 5 with 2 strikeouts off that changeup.
First time they've had the leadoff man on. Here's Will Smith. Singled his first time. Fastball, strike 1.
Will slightly disgusted with himself right there. Got a pitch he really should have been ready to hit. Maybe still picking up information from a guy he's never seen before other than one at bat. Freddie getting a lot of respect right there. Hold, hold, hold. Watching that base runner over there. He's keeping an eye on me.
He's got 12 stolen bases this year, 13 tries. In the dirt, and he can take off here. Rushman plays the carom, but the throw's late. Freddie Freeman into scoring position on a wild pitch.
The only thing I'm worried about here is Freddie's late slide. He put some pressure on his legs down there at second. The ball caroms off the brick here at Camden Yards, and Freddie getting down there. A slightly awkward slide as he glanced in and saw there was going to be a play on him. Didn't right have the footwork combination working there.
Chance for Smith to get the Dodgers on the board with a base hit. On a 2-1 pitch from Rodriguez. He takes strike 2.
At least want to get him over. 3-1 would change the momentum in the game and kind of change the chemistry on the mound as far as putting pressure on the youngster.
Off that shin.
Take my word for it, that pain doesn't go away quickly. He's just making sure he can put pressure on it when he strides right there. That's one way to make you stay back. I don't want to put any weight on my left foot.
Now 2-2 coming home from Rodriguez. Outside, ball 3. Think of how bad it hurts to hit your shin on the bed frame in the middle of the night. Now imagine that bed frame's going like 98 miles an hour. Payoff pitch coming to Will Smith. Takes ball 4. First walk issued by Rodriguez. First 2 reach in the 4th.
Rodriguez struggles from the stretch to get the timing with the upper and lower body because he changes his leg kick completely. He almost goes slide step live from the stretch, but from the windup he uses a power leg kick where he brings his leg all the way up above his waist. But then he drastically changes from the stretch with men on, and especially with only a man on second like Freddie Freeman. He was slide stepping.
First one to Max Muncy is pulled down the line foul.
That is just a complete different timing where we're not going to steal first and second no out down by 3 with Freeman and Smith on. There's just no way. So he should be able to use the full wind up leg kick, but he doesn't. And it's an odd reason that I don't know why he doesn't.
Seeing more and more guys go to just one delivery, work out of the stretch at all times so you don't have that variance.
But it's a very easy fix. I mean, you look at your windup and you say, this is where I feel comfortable. And then you look at your stretch, and if it's not a running situation, you don't have to go with something that's abbreviated. And his command is completely different from the stretch, and it gives up a lot of damage from the stretch. And it's not even a quarter of the other leg kick, or the load that he gets.
Freeman at second, led off this inning with a single. Smith at first, and a 1-2 to Max Muncy. Turned on, hit to right. Santander going back to make the catch. Freeman advances to third, and they're at the corners.
Top spin is the only thing saves this from being a 3-run bomb. This ball just coming down. Max just slightly out in front of it, hitting the top half of the ball.
Brings up Martinez, who's had success in this ballpark as a DH, even though with his routine of getting swings between at-bats by going back into the cage involves a ride in a golf cart because the cage is so far away from the visiting dugout. It's like right field corner, and their dugout's third base side. That's hit sharply and through, and J.D. Martinez puts the Dodgers on the board. The base hit to score Freddie Freeman, and it's 3-1.
Well, when he is throwing strikes from the stretch, that delivery is making the ball get up. He has not been able to keep the ball down. Muncy hit a ball that was up. This ball is thigh high. The difference was 6-8 inches compared to wind up the stretch is something that's going to get you in trouble. It is a huge difference for big league hitters.
Orioles fans trying to drown out a brewing "Let's Go Dodgers" chant here in Baltimore. Their first trip to this ballpark since 2019, when they clinched the division September 12th that year.
For a Monday night, you can tell the Orioles are good this year because this place has some energy and some people in it. This could easily be a very barren crowd. Dodgers travel well, but a Monday night in Baltimore, when they used to play at a completely different level, hard to draw fans.
Peralta fouls off first pitch changeup. So the Dodgers have the tying run aboard here in the fourth inning, and Peralta at the plate, who went 1 for 13 in New York, but is 1 for 1 in this game.
The out this inning was a loud one by Muncy. Other than that, the Dodgers look good at the plate.
Getting their second look at Rodriguez. On an 0-1 pitch. Peralta takes low. Both these teams have been good comeback teams this year, so not too many leads will feel real safe in these few days.
The Orioles have an outstanding bullpen, especially their 2 all-stars. This is huge for the Dodgers to get something done in these next few innings before they get to the pen.
Felix Bautista down there. Ground ball to second for Frazier. Goes to second, 1 over to first, not in time. The David Peralta, as he did for a key run in New York, beats out a potential double play, and in this case keeps the inning alive.
You're upset you hit it softly, but you still hustle out of the box and save the inning as far as the RBI situation is concerned. Great job by a veteran not giving up on the inning or the at-bat, just taking his fielder's choice.
Freight train can't coast. 2 away for Jason Hayward. First and third for the Dodgers. Running the bank here in the fourth. Hayward grounds one. Frazier's got it. And that's the inning. But the Dodgers get one. And it's 3-1. Middle 4. Profile. What started on May 15th, 1941, ended on this date in 1941. Joe DiMaggio's record hitting streak ended in Cleveland against Al Smith and Jim Bagby. In front of 67,000 people that were packed in there to see if he could keep on running that historic streak. Ball one from Emmett Sheehan. Bottom of the order here, Colton Cowser. The streak ending when it did for DiMaggio cost him 10 grand. Because he had a deal lined up with Heinz 57, had it gotten to 57 games, and they said, sorry buddy, we're not Heinz 56.
He did okay with a coffee maker.
Yeah. It's the same year that Ted Williams hit 400. DiMaggio won MVP that year. Ted Williams hit 406 and didn't win the MVP.
Hang with him.
1 ball and 2 strikes out Cowser. And Sheehan's retired the last 5 that he's faced after the Orioles got 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Fires 1-2. Cowser fouls it off. Longest hitting streak since 44 games. Pete Rose had that in 1978. Longest Dodger hitting streak, 31 games. Willie Davis in 1969. That's another way to put that 56-game hitting streak into perspective. In the Dodgers' long history, 130 years, 31 is the closest they've gotten to the 56 record. Andre Ethier had a 30-gamer 2011. And these days, harder than ever to collect hits. Velocity being what it is, advancements in scouting and defensive alignment. Slicing fly ball left center field. It slices over there to David Peralta for the first out of the fourth.
So you're telling me Ted Williams hit 406 over a whole season, doesn't win the MVP. DiMaggio hits 408 during his streak, only 2 points higher. And Williams still doesn't get it. It's like I was thinking even DiMaggio might not even hit over 406 in his streak, but he beat him by just 2 points in those 56 games.
Some New York bias.
I guess so.
Urias grounds the first pitch that he sees to Chris Taylor. 2 away.
Taylor having a day there at shortstop. Giving that knee a test.
Frazier out of the 9 spot, brought in a run with a ground out his first time. Roller to second. There's Mookie Betts. There's a 1-2-3 inning on 10 pitches, and Emmett Sheehan has settled in. 3-1 after 4. Casino Resort and Spa, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Back in Baltimore. Crab cakes and baseball. 3-1. Orioles in front, running the first, 2 in the second. Dodgers got one back against Grayson Rodriguez in the fourth, and now have 8, 9, and 1 coming up. Taylor couldn't lay off. 0-1. Chris grew up an Orioles fan. Cal Ripken Jr. was his guy. One of his great memories as a kid, he got Cal's autograph. Behind 0-2. Statue of Cal. Bouncing ball cut off at third. Urias, tough throw, and Taylor's safe. I don't know if he had time to turn his shoulders at all, but certainly made that a difficult throw and a hard one to catch.
He turned it into a wrong foot throw. O'Hearn earlier had a nice scoop to save one. This one hits the palm of his glove and comes out. They might take a look at it. He re-grabs it. And does Taylor's foot get to the bag as he goes to grasp it? Boy, it is very close.
Baltimore is challenging the safe call at first base.
When an infielder's throwing the ball to the first baseman, it's easy to see the bang bang because the ball's coming in the air and the ball gets into the pocket. But when you're reaching down and then going to grasp it with the fingers and the thumb of a glove, when is it really in the glove? It's not in the glove as you're squeezing. It's in the glove when both the thumb and the fingers are touching it, and now you're grasping it. Well, this is going to be a tough one. Field call is safe. See, when there, it's finally caught. You see, when he puts the glove down and bends the letter.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out.
I'd like to talk to the guys in New York that watched it, because that ball disappears, but I'm not sure it's in the glove actually being captured. If you've jammed a first baseman glove into the dirt, the first point when it bends right there, the ball's not in the glove yet. It's not in the glove until you squeeze and lift it up.
So one gone as James Outman comes up, struck out on 3 pitches his first time. 4 pitches, 4 strikes against Rodriguez. James seemingly has gotten things turned around. He had a 551 OPS in May and June, but it's 922 in July so far. Right around where it was in that great month of April. And he was right there with Corbin Carroll in the very early Rookie of the Year discussion. In the words of Dave Roberts, he has survived the storm and hoping that he's better for it. Ahead 2-1.
Dodgers got to find a way to get Rodriguez back in the stretch. That's where he has struggled.
Just missed for the change, ball 3.
Big, strong, tall frame that he loves to kind of wind up and get moving towards you. He doesn't do that same delivery from the stretch.
Overall pick of the draft 2018. Got the call here to make it 3-2. Comes home with a payoff and strikes him out with a change.
Got very good rhythm tonight from the windup, and it never really accelerates at you. You'll see some deliveries that are kind of herky-jerky, others that are slow and then kind of jump at you, but his pacing is the same throughout the delivery from the windup. And then he changes speeds and looks with the different types of pitches.
Mookie Betts, strike 1. Strike 2. Betts reaches out, gets 99, pulls it into left center field. On his way to second. Here comes Hicks' throw. It is in time. Aaron Hicks, an outfield assist, ends the 5th.
Another 2 out trying to stretch it. We had Hayward last night. Now Mookie here gets gunned down.
Coverage cam. Gunnar Henderson's RBI triple in the 2nd inning. That is the last base runner for the Orioles. Emichian's retired 8 in a row since then, but it's this part of the order that he's going to see here in the 5th. Henderson, Rutschman, and Santander coming up. Henderson just 22 years of age. Just turned 21 when he made it, or just turned 22 when he made it to the big leagues late last year, having gone from Double-A to the majors. He's the youngest player in the majors at that point. Hit a home run in his first game. Two 2-0. Tiny Selma, Alabama.
After the first week in June, Joe, sorry about that. He's gotten hot, especially against the breaking ball.
It's included a 2 home run game at Yankee Stadium. And a home run here in Baltimore that one hopped off the warehouse. That's a shot. The longest in park history to that part of the ballpark. Here's a high drive, right center field. Hayward's going back, twisting around with room. That same direction, not nearly the punch that it had. 463 footer that he hit a few weeks back. Oosh.
Down and in breaking ball, and he did not miss it. Oh my.
breezy and a little muggy, but nice night to be at the ballpark. Good environment here at Camden Yards as the Orioles try to win their 9th in a row. Adley Rutschman takes the ball inside. Both these teams were talking about this during the pregame show, but can look at this as a measuring stick. Upstart Orioles facing the Dodgers, perennial postseason team. Here's Rutschman cranking a ball deep right field, off the top of the wall, home run. It is a home run, and it's 4-1.
The tallest fence here at Camden Yards, right down the right field line, kind of guarding the home run porch, but he gets enough of it that it just kind of clears the wall easily and hits the protective fence that holds the fans back.
Rutschman's 13th of the year, and it's 4-1. 1-0 on Santander. The
home run snapped the string of 9 in a row that Emmett Sheehan had gotten.
Healthy rip there from Santander, came up empty. 2-1.
He's got a dangerous swing too. Will Smith's got to watch out back there. He's got some extension as he lets go of the top hand.
He's a long-limbed guy, long levers there. Pushing that bat back too. Originally thought he was going to use those to play basketball. Going up in Venezuela, it was his first love. He was really good at it. Fouls this one back. Count goes full. One of 2 big leaguers born on the island of Margarita, just off the northern coast of Venezuela. Rene Rivera, the other one, parts 2 years with the Rockies in the early 2000s. Then Anthony Santander, now in his 7th year. Waiting on this 3-2 from Sheehan. That's a walk.
Join us on Tuesday, July 25th at Dodger Stadium for the Max Muncy Bobblehead Night presented by Budweiser. For tickets and more information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Emmett Sheehan getting a visit, and I'm sure one of the topics is to break on top. 0 for 3 as far as first pitch strikes this inning, and that then allows the Orioles to sit on fastballs, and I think that's what Rutschman did in that 1-0 count.
Trying to get through 5 as he did at a minimum over his first 3 starts in the major leagues. Yeah, trying to keep him in the game. 4-1, bottom of the 5th. Ryan O'Hearn is 1 for 2. A couple hard hit balls. In on him. Short right. Betts out. Hayward on. He's got it. 2 gone. That's Nick Robertson. Two gone for Ryan Mountcastle. 1 out of 2 with an RBI double back in the first inning. Guy who's had a down year. He's had some good seasons. 33 homers as a rookie a couple years ago. 22 home runs last year. But this year missed almost all of June dealing with vertigo. and just came back about a week ago. He's 3 for his first 8. Into left field for Peralta. That'll do it for the Orioles in the 5th, but they get a home run from Adley Rutschman, and it's 4-1. 66 on the Carl's Jr. app. Freddie Freeman leads off this inning with the Dodgers down 4-1 and takes ball 1 from Rodriguez. These teams met up in the World Series in 1966. The Orioles swept the Dodgers and didn't give up a run to the Dodgers after the 3rd inning of Game 1. Freeman cracks this ball in the air, deep left center field. It carries pretty well. Hicks can't get it. Extra bases for Freddie Freeman. On his way to 3rd, he's going to get there with the leadoff triple, just missing a home run. Adding to his extra base hit total, trailing only Mookie Betts in the National League. And a good start to this 6th inning.
They did not move the fence back where this ball ends up. Freddie crushes it. It's got good backspin and a little bit of side spin, and boy, that ball could have been caught. He was there in plenty of time, had plenty of distance and height, just missed it.
Easy for us to sit here and say should have been caught, but once he got there.
I used to catch those all the time shagging, Joe.
Yeah.
That's routine.
All right, well, so you can say should have been caught. Strike 1 on Will Smith.
The best shagger that I ever played with was like Bobby Welch and then also Roger McDowell. Boy, they could shag fly balls in the outfield during BP when pitchers actually had to stay out for BP. They don't have to do that anymore.
Good stop by Rutschman. Keep Freeman put at 3rd. John Smoltz says that was one of his favorite things to do. I think he would tell you he's the greatest Braves shagger ever.
Boy, do I have a story about Roger McDowell and shagging, but I don't know if I can tell it on the air.
Oh boy, that's a sentence.
Isn't that a tease for you?
It's a 1-1 pitch, and Smith has a base hit to left to bring home Freeman. Will Smith went 1 for 11 in New York. He's 2 for 2 with a walk today, and it's 4-2.
Will Smith saved me with this RBI.
Saved us all.
Couple of well-struck balls, one from the windup. That was Freddie Freeman, but then Will Smith here in the stretch. That slider just does not break. It's just like a cement mixer. If you're following a cement mixer behind in the car and you're watching it spin, making that cement, that's what that one does right there. Slider just does nothing. Will Smith fouled it right to his barrel.
Bullpen getting going. Dodgers have the tying run coming to the plate. Nobody out in this 6th inning. .85 total for Rodriguez, whose innings they'll have to keep an eye on this year. He's already passed his total from last year. You mentioned that he missed a lot of last season with the lat injury. And so they're going to have to keep an eye on him. They'd love for him to show that he can be a key piece for the rotation moving forward. But at some point, if he's too good of a piece, he's going to run into a territory where they may not be comfortable with that innings total. Once he hit it hard his last time, it was caught in right field by Santander. He's ahead 1 ball, no strikes here.
Rodriguez came into the game with a home run and a walk problem. Well, he only has 1 walk tonight and hasn't given up a home run. Freddie came close, but he's avoided the long ball. The other guy that came close to a home run is this guy at the plate, a little out in front of a changeup that he hit hard, but got topspin on it to right field, or it would have been a 3-run bomb. Freddie got backspin and got the carry and caught a break.
1-2. Smith the second.
Once you get him in the stretch, you see the spray pattern change. I know you don't get wild pitches from the windup, but from the stretch, he's had 2 of them here tonight, and you definitely see the command kind of go sideways once you get him standing sideways.
2-2 to the plate. Muncy has worked it full. Triple from Freeman, single from Smith. And now 3 balls and 2 strikes on Max Muncy. Dodgers already more hits tonight with runners in scoring position than they had yesterday, when they went just 1 for 11. And that extra innings lost 2-1. On a 3-2, Muncy takes very high. First 3 have reached.
Well, they tried to go back to the pitch that Max chased in his first at bat for a strikeout, but they threw that one way too high.
That's going to do it for Grayson Rodriguez. And he's going to rely on the bullpen to make the line look good.
Presented by Cadillac. Joe Davis, the guy who sits next to me, details his sports broadcasting career and provides a behind-the-scenes look at both the Sportsnet LA booth and the Fox broadcast booths. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers. I won't. That's on Friday, Joe.
There's the key right there. Oh, and Krajewski with a late appearance. Nice. Grayson Rodriguez, 2 runs over 5+. The runners at first and second, though, his responsibility. Hands it off to the bullpen, and Brian Baker, 28 years old, from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. In his 3rd season in the major leagues, pitched in 1 game for the Toronto Blue Jays in 2021, and he's been one of the most popular guys for Brandon Hyde to use the last 2 seasons here in Baltimore. 2 on, nobody out. The hitter's Martinez.
Well, he is ready to swing after that long golf cart ride. That was a fastball down the middle, and he just said, I'm ready.
How about this? He's tied with Mookie Betts for 3rd in the National League in runs batted in, even though he missed a few weeks. He's 6th in homers. Added to that RBI total. Get the Dodgers on the board in the 4th inning with the single. Hitting above 400 over his last 6 games. In the park where he loves to hit on this 1-1. He takes ball 2.
Challenged him with the fastball and then went to his Achilles heel, that slider away, but he didn't bite.
Martinez sends this one way up there to deep center field. Hicks to the edge of the track, and man, he just missed it, didn't he? Smith the 3rd.
The first fastball he got on the first pitch was a little lower. This one's elevated slightly, and he really is all over it. Just gets too far under it. Like a 1/16 of an inch too far.
One gone for Peralta. Peralta's 1 for 2. Dodgers out hitting the Orioles 7-5. Caught the corner, strike 1. Just off here.
It's a good call.
David Rackley's been good tonight. Side spinning fly ball left center field, not that deep. Smith tagging at third, catch from Hicks. Smith will hang on. Yancy Almonte warming. 5 innings from Sheehan. Bullpen's going to get to work. And it'll be up to the 2 bullpens in this game. 4-2, 6th inning. First and third with 2 gone for Jason Hayward, who is twice grounded out today. And is 1 for his last 15.
Slowed him down with the breaking ball, sped him up with the fastball. And Jason looks a little in between. He's normally very aggressive with balls in the strike zone.
Ball 1.
Outstanding eye right here.
Fouls it off and stays alive. Smith at third, Muncy at first. Under the 1-2. Lays off that high fastball.
They tried to tease him with a couple of those to get him to chase. Almost the swing. The location was a little easier than the other one that he took. Still held up.
It's another good take right there. This time on a changeup.
Well, if the veteran can pass the baton to Chris Taylor, the tying run will be at second. He can also go ahead and be selfish and drive one in himself.
Tying run to get a head start here. 2 on, 2 out, a 3-2. He takes ball 4 to load him off.
0-2 to 3-2 to base on balls. That's a great at bat.
And so Chris Taylor, who was 0 for 2, is twice grounded to third. The base is jammed in a 4-2 game here in the 6th. Dodgers trying to get their 7th win out of their last 8 games, trying to end the Orioles' 8-game winning streak. And a matchup of 2 of the hottest teams in baseball. On the first pitch, Taylor fouls it back. Strike 2. Dodgers have been great in these situations. All kinds of grand slams this year. They've surpassed last year's total a couple weeks into the season. Chris Taylor's got one of them this year. As a team, they've got 8. But 0-2 very quickly.
Boy, he gave him a mistake right there, 0-2. Chris has a sweet spot in the low fastball, low and in area, and he throws that one right down the middle and gave him a chance. They were trying to elevate.
Another chance and another 0-2. Fastball dumped back. We'll do it again.
Since coming back, Chris has looked good at the plate, and when he starts to foul off the high fastball and the lower fastball, that's a good sign, because the swing and miss pitch is usually that elevated pitch.
Tying run at second. Go ahead run at first. 2 away in the 6th. Another 0-2 to Taylor. Drills this ball. Left center field. Way back. It is gone. Chris Taylor. Go ahead grand slam. What a shot. Dodgers take a 6-4 lead. They've turned Baltimore blue. On a 2-strike pitch, like you touched on, he fouls off a few, including getting to that high fastball. He got another, and this time he did not miss. Ball 1 on James Outman. 12th home run of the year. 2nd grand slam. Two and 0. Baker falls behind 3-0. 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning with a 4-2 lead. Instead, 5 for the Dodgers in the 6th.
We saw good signs during the at-bat with Chris Taylor. He has looked good since coming back. Good signs turned into great results. Both Hayward from an 0-2 count gets a walk. Taylor from an 0-2 count gets a granny.
Outman sends this one a mile high. Gunnar Henderson waits for it to come down and makes the grab. But the Dodgers have turned the game upside down. They lead 6-4 on a grand slam from Chris Taylor. From Chris Taylor. Bottom of the 6th inning, going to be up to the bullpen, which has been up to the challenge over the last 20 games. Dodgers 14-6, and the bullpen has been the biggest reason statistically why.
Well, they are throwing strikes. They're not giving up the home run, and they are finishing off games in a flurry. And this guy on the mound since May 20th, the beginning of the season was terrible for him. He couldn't find the range on the slider, was very inconsistent. Fastball was slightly up, thigh high, but since May 20th, that sweeper slash slider has been awesome, just the way it was last year. League hitting below 100 on it, and he's locked in.
It's key to stretch for Yency, where he's got a 137 earned run average. And during this 20-game stretch here, where the bullpen's been the best in baseball, he's one of 3 guys that has not given up a run. Almonte, Vesia, Bickford, no runs in this 20-game stretch. No earned runs for anybody over the weekend in New York. Hicks, Cowser, Urias coming up. A little bit low for a ball on Hicks. Struck out both times against Sheehan. Those were the only 2 strikeouts Sheehan had. That's a base hit to lead off the inning.
Hicks probably feeling bad about missing Freddie Freeman's ball. Then Jason Hayward ends up with an outstanding walk from an 0-2 count. And then the Dodgers come off the mat with Chris Taylor's grand slam. But Hicks easily could have ended that inning by, they're laughing about it right there.
Leadoff man aboard. Here comes Colton Cowser, taking a ball from Almonte. So how about Sheehan, who gave up 3 runs over the first 2 innings, battled to get through 5, and finds himself in position to win this game thanks to the outburst in the top of the 6th. To the bullpen to protect that right.
It's appropriate when we're close to the ocean to have a starter spit the hook.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, no, we are.
No.
We confirm close to the ocean.
Okay.
I like it.
All right.
There's another one of the guys unscored upon during this 20-game stretch.
This is a huge shutdown inning for the Dodgers. And Yancey really making it tough with the base hit and now the 3-0 count.
There's a strike. Chopper to first, could be 2. There's 1. There's 2. Double play.
Sometimes you just got to change your mindset. The first few pitches of a bat, you're trying to get the guy out and you miss the strike zone. Then you're like, God, all I got to do, I got to throw strikes. I don't care if they get a hit or not. I'm going to challenge them. You get back to challenging them and you get 2. Nice turn by Freddie Freeman. Amazing to get it in and out of the glove, a snap throw, and get back to the bag.
2 gone, bases empty. Strike on Urias.
How quickly innings turn. A grand slam by Taylor turned that inning, and all of a sudden this inning starts getting away and you got a double play.
4 double plays turned by the Dodgers over the last 3 games. And yeah, it was feeling pretty fishy there. We're by the ocean, so feeling pretty fishy there.
I'm not giving you a reaction. You didn't give me one.
I did. I gave you.
You gave me the dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's okay. We're close.
Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, Ramon Urias. After 6 innings, the Dodgers by 2.
I look. Shakey's Pizza celebrating the educators with the 2023 Spectrum Sports Educator Sweepstakes. 8 winners will receive a $50 gift certificate from Shakey's Pizza, plus a teaching kit. Enter online at spectrumeducator.com.
Mike Baumann on to pitch the 7th inning for the Orioles. First couple years of his career, he had an ERA of 5.89, so massive improvement here in his 3rd season in the majors. Top of the order for the Dodgers. Mookie Betts 1 for 3.
I didn't think we were going to get to say this during this game, but the Dodgers are looking for insurance runs.
6 runs on 8 hits, that 5 spot last inning. Betts jumps on the first one, grounded to short for Henderson, and 1 pitch, 1 out. You know, a couple guys coming up now, and Freeman and Smith, that we were talking about in the first inning, having not done a whole lot in New York. Both guys went 1 for 11. Freddie's 2 for 3. Triple, has scored twice. Will Smith's reached all 3 times, has scored a run, has driven in a run. Kind of guys that are so steady that anytime they even go a few days as they did in New York, you're just waiting for days like this. On base streak now 18 games for Freeman. It's tied for the longest on base streak in the majors. Both these teams keeping an eye on scoreboards, or at least we are for them. Dodgers a 1.5 lead over the red-hot San Francisco Giants, who have won 5 in a row. Giants are tied at 2 in the 8th inning in a rain delay in Cincinnati. Arizona's fallen into 3rd place, losing 4 straight, losing 8 of 10. First time they've been out of the top 2 in the division since the first week of the year. And the Orioles taking a peek at Tampa Bay. They trail the Rays by a game. Rays lead 2-0 in Texas. Fun matchup there. Rays and Rangers. It just goes to show you the kind of year these Orioles have had now that they're nipping at the heels of the Rays, who've been a machine from the start of the year. And just a game separates them. Another 1-2 to Freeman.
Coming into the ballpark, no matter who we talk to that's been around this Orioles team, whether it's somebody in the organization or in the broadcast booths up here, boy, they were just saying, you guys are going to love watching us play. We're an exciting team. And they were right. Pretty bright future around here.
And they've had to experience some really low days to get to this point. 5 straight losing seasons prior to last year, including 3 consecutive full seasons where they lost more than 100. 31 win improvement from 21 to 22. Down the line, a fair ball. 3rd hit for Freddie Freeman. He's going to find himself a home run shy of the cycle. Single, triple, double for Freddie Freeman over the last 4 innings.
How do you defend him? He hits it all over the field, depending on the velocity of the pitch, the location of the pitch. He's got a swing for everything.
So he's been on 3 times. So is Will Smith. We take a look at inside the box score, brought to you by your Lexus dealers. 2 for 2 with a walk for Will. Knocked in a run, scored a run last inning.
Chris Holt with a visit here. A little time for the bullpen, get a lefty ready. Freddie has a good time at every base. He hasn't met anybody on the field that he can't talk to and can't smile with.
Takes over the National League lead for extra bases. Start of the night, 1 back of Betts. He's got the triple and the double the last 2 times up to pass him.
I was never a big fan of my defenders talking with guys that got hits off of me and smiling. I was being visited by the pitching coach and was in trouble.
Vespi. Pinpoint. Two balls, 1 strike. Two and two. Will was really good the first couple months against non-fastballs, but the last couple weeks has struggled. And coming into the game, his OPS over the last 12, just around 600, and only a couple hits against non-fastballs in that time.
That last one was a little bit of a hanging slider that he would crush.
Count goes full on him. Theme in tonight's game, the Orioles have had a hard time putting Dodger hitters away once they've got the 2 strikes, and some big outcomes after getting the 2 strikes. 3-2 up the middle. Frazier's got it. Up the third goes Freeman. 2 gone. And that may be the last hitter for Baumann. Hyde coming out with the left-handed batting Max Muncy coming up. They'll go back into the bullpen.
Bobblehead Night presented by Bank of America. For tickets and more information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
It's one handsome bobblehead.
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome. 6-4 game, top of the 7th.
Let's go back to the serious stuff.
Like Nick Vespi. Super serious.
5th appearance. First one he gave up 3 earned runs. The next 3 hasn't given up anything. So pay no attention to that earned run average. He's locked in.
Freeman's at third for Muncy with 2 gone in the 7th. Vespi's first pitch, high and away. Muncy walked and scored last inning. The Max Muncy last few years has been top 5 in baseball at not doing that, at not swinging at balls, but is chasing at a way higher rate this year. Still a good rate, but much higher than elite. It's a good stop there by Rushman. Ball 2. And sometimes you'll see that guys shift their approaches some and become more aggressive, and so they chase more because they're just swinging more. But one of the problems with Max is that it's gone the other way on pitches in the strike zone. He's been more passive against strikes, more aggressive against balls. 2-1 from Vespi. Ground ball right side. Frazier's there. And that'll do it for the Dodgers in the 7th. We go to the stretch. Been a fun game. 6-4, LA in front. By BMW, the ultimate driving machine. See a Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers, or visit SoCalBMW.com. On a Chris Taylor grand slam, the Dodgers have a 6-4 lead. Bottom of the 7th inning. Alex Vesia for the 3rd straight game on the pitch. Mark Pryor out for a visit. Jordan Westberg has been sent up as a pinch hitter, so here comes the scouting report on him.
Scouting report on the hitter, but the thing that Alex Vesia has done to get on this roll and his time down in AAA was to really develop a strategy of how to deal with the pitch clock and what he wanted his routine to be between pitches so that he could be at his best again. It really put him out of sorts at first, but I think he has really found something now on what he wants to do as he receives the ball back after a pitch and how he's going to get on the rubber and adjust his breathing and his intensity.
Jordan Westberg, minor league player of the year for the Orioles last year. Debuted June 26th. Fouls back the first pitch from Vesia. He's 24 years old. He was a first-round pick 3 years ago out of Mississippi State. And that scouting report Mark Pryor brought out there may include the information that every hit that he's had has been middle in. He's 0 for 9 on pitches away. But they're coming in here with an 0-1. Way in. 0-2.
And it was a breaking ball. I would bet that most of those inside are fastballs where he's getting the barrel on them. But he does turn on the ball very quickly. But so quickly that he's feasting on it, pulling it foul. Never bothered me when guys pulled the ball foul. That was not intimidating at all. Gives a lot of information about when they're starting and what their bat speed is.
Same thing, spins it in. 1-2.
If he's quick in there on the heater, he's going to be way out in front on the breaking ball.
Pinch hitting for Adam Frazier. 9-1-2 here in the 7th. Target set up this time for a 1-2. It's a fastball that right down the middle, but fouled off.
The approach in this at bat doesn't look like he can get beat by a fastball. He looks like he's got a very quick bat. I don't mind them going right back to the breaking ball down and in.
Back to the fastball, and he struck him out.
Wow. That is right to his sweet spot, but Vesia just beats him to the spot. The optical illusion fastball that Alex has, and it is right there. Maintains its altitude, swings right underneath it.
Back to the top, and Gunnar Henderson 1 for 3 with a triple. Got the call there.
Nice catch, Will Smith.
And ahead, 0-2. Taken for a ball. This is 3 straight days for Vesia, but needed just 4 pitches to go 1-2-3 yesterday. Home with a 1-2 pitch to Gunnar Henderson. It's another good take. Count evens 2-2. Start all 7 that he's faced on this road trip. Grounded to second for Betts. He's retired all 8 that he's faced, and in this month of July, he's retired 14 of the 15 that he's faced. 2 out in the 7th. Adley Rutschman, who tallied the last Orioles run with his 13th homer. That was in the 5th.
You get all 4 bases when you hit it over the fence. We were just making sure.
Switch hitter, which you saw if you watched the home run derby. He did his first round from the left side, then he flipped over to the right side and hit 7 home runs on 8 swings. With his dad as his pitcher. 0-2. First guy ever to do this, flip around midway through his round. His dad Randy, who's a college catcher and his coach growing up. What a memory for those guys. This is his natural side. Vesia home with an 0-2. Started switch hitting full time as a freshman in high school. When he broke his left arm, and hitting left-handed allowed him to get back on the field faster. Had some success doing that, kept it. And the broken arm healed fully. Another 0-2. Vesia just misses inside.
It's all about execution, and even when he throws a ball, the execution is very fine.
Strikes him out to the inside corner, and there
There's the old Alex Vesia coming out. A 1-2-3 seventh inning. Punctuated with some emotion, some fire. Grove, Tyler Wells tomorrow, and then Julio Urias and Dean Kramer with a getaway day. 10 a.m. start time. Strikeout of Rushman was the 5th for the Dodgers today. 5 away from Jumbo Jacks. Gonna have to rack them up over the last couple innings to get there. JD Martinez swings and misses at the first pitch from Vespi. Martinez 1 for 3 in this game. RBI single in the 4th. This is for the Dodgers' first run. They then got 5 in the 6th. 0-2. On to Texas from here. Off day on Thursday. Texas, by the way, has tied it up against Tampa Bay. 2-2 in the 6th inning. Strikeout to open the 8th. Pinch hitter Jake Marisnick coming to the plate. Pinch hitting for David Peralta here in his first week with the team.
Get a quick visit and scouting report here. Dodgers again tonight have done damage with 2 strikes. 5 of the 9 Dodger hits come with 2 strikes, and they've also walked a couple of times, 3 times from a 2-strike count.
After they had just 1 run yesterday, coming to life again today. These 6 runs through 7 innings.
That's how you get the reputation of being a team that grinds it out. When things don't end once you get them to 2 strikes or 2 outs.
Marisnick in search of his first hit as a Dodger. 2 for 3 so far. He's ahead here 2-0. Philip Ferguson getting loose. Evan Phillips likely not available today. Pitched the last 2. Although we've said before he's likely not available, and then he's shown up and pitched. So keyword likely.
The last time that went public, he had a rough outing. But Evan owned it and said, you know what? I said I was ready. I'll take the blame. Just wasn't a good outing.
Miguel Rojas in the on deck circle. That's Jason Hayward's spot in the order. That would mean Mookie Betts going to the outfield. Payoff pitch from Vespi to Marisnick. Flexed into short right and down for his first Dodger hit. Jake Marisnick with a base hit as a Dodger. Boyhood team growing up in Riverside.
They don't put exit velocity on the back of your baseball card. It will say hit. And you'll take it. Another 2-strike hit. That's 6 of 10 Dodger hits with 2 strikes.
And another pinch hitter, Miguel Rojas, pinch hitting for Hayward. There goes Marisnick on the first pitch. Throw from Rushman is right there, and he's out. Good tag by Westberg.
high pitch, quick release, and accurate throw. You're right about the tag. You got to just hang in there. You know there's going to be some contact. You're just trying to catch it and keep it. Oh boy, wow. The ball bounced right up into the glove after hitting the leather.
Strike one on Rojas. Flipped off the end of the bat, back of first. O'Hearn is there, and that'll do it for the Dodgers in the 8th. For Access Sportsnet Dodgers. CT4 in reference to Chris Taylor's grand slam tonight. The difference in this game. So Rojas, after pinch hitting, remains in and plays short. Instead of Mookie Betts kicking to the outfield, he stays at second. Taylor goes to left. Marisnick is in center, and James Outman goes over to right. So new guys all over the place. New guys and new positions for the same guys. Caleb Ferguson on to pitch. Pitched in the first 2 games of the series in New York and did what he's done for a lot of this season. Certainly what he's done over the last month, and that is put up zeros.
A month and a few days, and it hasn't been an earned run off of him. He has really located the ball well. He's shown unbelievable intensity coming out of the bullpen. It's like an intensity that Vesia shows, that Ferguson shows, Almonte will show it at times. Gratterall, of course, we see it. And there's really a chemistry developing with these guys and a confidence. They are starting to look like a playoff bullpen.
Anthony Santander, 3, 4, and 5 for the Orioles in this inning. Strike one from Ferguson, which has been a huge part of the turnaround collectively for the bullpen, is just getting that first pitch strike at a higher rate.
There's constant reminders in a bullpen, you know, of what the strategy is. And these guys had the person-to-person meeting once it was going south for a while, and they said, let's talk about something more than the weather and who we're playing. Reading a scouting report by yourself, when you get together as a group and you go, these are the things that we're not executing. Instead of leaving the bullpen and everybody kind of clapping their hands once or twice and go, hey, go get them. Now it's kind of a message too. It can be like, you know, first pitch strikes, here we go. Just little reminders that everybody's with you.
Hot shot, Muncy, long throw, good throw. One away.
You know, on offense, you can hit as a whole lineup or you can hit as an individual. In a bullpen, you can pitch as an individual or you can pitch as a whole unit. And this bullpen is doing a job now in a way that each one knows their role and each one is executing.
Tonight it's been, after the 5 innings from him at Sheehan, scoreless inning from Almonte and then Vesia. And now Ferguson, who's about to face a pinch hitter. That's what this visit is for. On this team loaded with all these young players that we've talked about. Austin Hayes, at the age of 28, has quietly had his breakout season and started the All-Star game. .310 average, 4th in the American League. And Mark Pryor, part of what he's letting Caleb Ferguson know is that Austin Hayes has crushed fastballs this year. So pinch hitting for Ryan O'Hearn. 6-4 game, 1 gone, 8th inning. Spins the first one, ball 1.
If you're going to go breaking ball and you're Caleb Ferguson, it's kind of the breaking ball that Julio Urias developed, the combination between the curveball and the slider. But if he's going to stay fastball through the hot streak, as we take a look at Julio, who pitched in this series, the fastball against Fergie since June 13th, opponent's only 3 for 31 off of it.
Perfect spot.
Well, you read the scouting report, right, and you get the scouting report from your pitching coach or you're in the pitcher's meeting. And sometimes when you're on a roll and you're feeling good and your pitch is effective, and they say, well, this guy's a good fastball hitter. And first thing in your mind, you say, not my fastball.
Swing and a miss. Strikes him out with the breaking ball.
Uses his strength, the fastball, to build the count. Attacks his weakness to end the game. Well, be it that.
The game within the game.
Yeah, the game within the game. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Just felt like a closer right there, but just had the wrong stuff on the scoreboard.
It's okay. 2 out. Ryan Mountcastle, RBI double back in the first. And we say breaking ball or slurve or curve or charted as a cutter. And 88 right there. Very cutter-like. Normally averages about 86 with it. And putting it in a location where you would use a true cutter.
It's just really odd now lately in the last month or so. People are coming up to me and saying, you know, hey, did you ever throw a sweeper? In our day, you threw different angled breaking balls. You changed speeds on it. You made it tighter to certain guys. You made it bigger to others. So, but now you've got data and they put names on everything.
Gently hit left side. Ferguson throws. Can't get him. Meek little base hit for Ryan Mountcastle to get the tying run to the plate.
It's not always fair. There are probabilities in this game. If they put it in play, they'll find a hole. Marisnik got it on the Dodgers side. Orioles get one there.
And now Aaron Hicks is happy to have a left-hander out there. Hicks against left-handers has an OPS of 929. That's all-star territory. 6-4 in the 8th with 2 gone. Top of the zone with a heater.
We talk so much about fastballs corner to corner as we take a look at the all-star bullpen of the Orioles. Those 2 individuals. The inside fastball and the outside fastball right on the corner are pitches that everybody goes, wow, that was pinpoint. But that high fastball at the top of the strike zone, that is a pinpoint strike in this generation. It's just thrown so often.
Just stays alive there.
And it can be such a foundational pitch now for guys. You know, when it's too high and it's a ball out of hand, or too low, perfect in the hitting area. But if it's right on that edge, boy, that's a talent.
And that talent is what Caleb Ferguson rode to the major leagues. He was a sinker baller before he discovered that he could move a 4-seam like this. Another 0-2 to Aaron Hicks. High fastball driven to the right field corner. Outman's over. In the corner, has room. Another scoreless inning from the bullpen, and after 8 in Baltimore. 6-4 Dodgers. Game to this point on a 2-strike pitch. Chris Taylor, a grand slam to take a 4-2 deficit and make it a 6-4 lead, which is where we stand as it go to the 9th. And it's Taylor to lead off. Now, 2 of Chris's last 4 hits have been grand slams. His last hit before he went on the injured list for the bad knee was a grand slam. He muscles this one up the middle. Charging Westberg, got it with the backhand and hurried to throw over there. 1 gone. For the Orioles in the bottom of the 9th, bottom part of the order, Cowser, Urias, and Westberg due up.
Westberg used his speed to get Taylor on this one. If he doesn't charge it as fast as he does, you know, you'll look at the release and the awkward throw, but the way he charged that ball is why he got him out.
Outman hitless in 3 at-bats, takes high from Vespi. Outman yanks the liner to right. That's down for a base hit in front of Cowser. I don't know if he saw that off of the bat or
I don't know. I think Cowser could have made a little better effort at that one, or a better read. It was an awkward, very slow route to that ball. Broken bat off the end of the bat, a little topspin lob to right field, and it seems like he gives up on this one early and retreats.
Outman's first hit of the day gets Mookie Betts to the plate, the 11th hit for the team. And there's a strike on Betts. If Mookie can do anything other than a double play, Freddie Freeman's going to have a chance at a cycle. Ryan Brazier. 11 Phillips down. Ryan Brazier in position to have his first save opportunity as a Dodger. Two and two on Betts. Pop up left side of the infield. Urias two gone, and so here comes Freddie Freeman. Single in the fourth, triple in the sixth, double in the seventh. Freddie Freeman already has 2 cycles in his career. Did it in 2016 against the Reds, did it in 2021 against the Marlins. Trying to become the 7th player in Major League history to hit for the cycle 3 times in his career. Should match the Major League record. Ball one. 3 of the 6 that have done it played for the Dodgers. Trey Turner, Adrian Beltre, and Babe Herman, one of the great hitters in franchise history, all cycled 3 times. 2-0. The others are Bob Musial, the Yankees in the 1920s, Long John Riley in the 1800s with the Reds, and then Christian Yelich did it recently, a 3rd time. Spark more favorable to left-handed hitters when it comes to homers. Freeman fouls this one off. That was the one. 2-1.
It sure was. The left-on-left situation for Freddie. If he gets a heater, he's usually going to left field. Well, with the fences back and the higher wall in left field, that's a little bit of a tough shot. He needs the hanging breaking ball in the inner half and take it to right.
On a 2-1. Freeman pulls it on the ground to first. Santander knocks it down, steps on the bag, and ends the inning. To the bottom of the 9th we go. Dodgers 6, Orioles 4. Brazier coming in, looking for the save. As we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, Ryan Brazier, who's got 9 saves in his career, including one earlier this year with the Boston Red Sox, looking for his first as a Dodger, and he has earned the opportunity to give this a go. 10 games with LA. He's got a 1.59 ERA.
He got off to a hot streak right away, and these Dodgers have been on a hot streak since he joined the team. Debuted on June 21st, and their record since then has been outstanding. Against right-handed hitters, they're only hitting just barely over 200. Lefties haven't gotten a hit off them in 13 at-bats.
He's going to face a left-hander here in Colton Cowser to lead off the inning. Bottom of the order for the Orioles, which gives you some level of comfort going in, but you got the big hitters looming if anybody reaches. Cowser's 0 for 2 in this game. He's 3 for 23 to open his time in the major leagues. Dodgers 3 outs away from starting this trip 3-1 and snapping the Orioles' 8-game winning streak. Brazier's first pitch at the knees for a strike. Strike 2. Wow.
Outstanding. Use the middle of the plate right away. 2-run lead in the ninth. Make them earn it. And he's gone down the heart with a fastball and a breaking ball.
This one taken for a ball. It's 1-2. 35 years old from Wichita Falls, Texas. Brazier was drafted 16 years ago out of a junior college in Texas by the Angels. Debuted with the Angels. And spent some time in Japan before coming back to the major leagues and settling in with the Red Sox, where he won a World Series. His 1-2 again is fouled off Cowser's leg. Another 1-2 pitch. Count evens 2-2.
Pretty even split between fastballs, the four-seamer, and breaking balls to lefties for him.
And after getting ahead 0-2, it's gone full.
Go right back to the center cut breaking ball or fastball. Challenge him. Getting a fresh pearl. And now Cowser takes his own timeout.
Well, the umpires are getting together.
Has he taken a timeout already?
If so, he's out.
Yeah.
Can read the first base umpire Nate Tomlinson's lips. The word timeout was spoken. That's certainly what this discussion is. That is strike.
Oh, ball four.
Ball four. Violation on Brazier.
Because he can't change the baseball? Was he late to the mound coming from the bullpen? Was it, they called timeout so they wouldn't start with ball one?
No, it happened now. Like, it was just put on now. We're not finding out that there was one to open the inning or the at-bat. There's going to be a violation on somebody there at the end of a 3-2 at-bat. And it was on Brazier. So with that, the tying run comes to the plate. And Arias fouls off a first pitch heater.
That's where I wish they would use the umpire's microphone to explain. It's such a big moment in the game.
It officially goes down as a walk for Cowser. Strike two. He gets ahead of Arias 0-2 the same way he did on Cowser. And well, can he put him away? One and two. Just misses.
He got squeezed on that one. It's not near the corner. It's near the bottom of the strike zone and catches it.
Brazier home 2-2. Bouncing ball past the mound. It's short. Rojas has it. Steps on the bag and throws in time. Double play. Miguel Rojas, a wizard at short.
Such a lack of panic. What a baseball clock. This ball slowly getting to him, but he times it enough with the footwork to stride into second and release the ball almost simultaneously. The ball hits his glove, the foot hits his base. The ball gets to Freddie in time.
Wow, base is clear. 2 out, strike 1 on Westburg. 5th double play turn by the Dodgers the last 3 days.
We've had some critical innings turn in a heartbeat. The grand slam by Taylor, the double play the next inning that Almonte had to get. And now right here, wow.
Ahead of another hitter 0-2 and a strike away from taking the first game from these red-hot Orioles. Fly ball left center. Taylor's there. And the man that won the game for him with a grand slam ends up catching this fly ball. Dodgers get their 7th win out of their last 8 games. And in doing so, end the Orioles' 8-game winning streak.
The bullpen a huge part of another victory on this road trip. They've only given up 1 unearned run in 15 1/3 innings. Congratulations, Dodger bullpen.
Perfect work tonight, 4 scoreless and a 6-4 win for the Dodgers. They survived whatever that violation was. Yeah, and they are 3-1 on this 3-city trip. For Earl Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Camden Yards. Game 2 of the series tomorrow. Michael Grove takes it for the Dodgers. For now, stay tuned. It's Access Sportsnet Dodgers.